the booming heavens roar, you'll behold in breathless wonder the god of thunder, Mighty Thor.
Well, I just watched Thor Love and Thunder, and the big question is, did it suck as much as I thought? And the answer is, yeah, it sucked.
Hey, that really sucked!
I mean, to be fair, it wasn't the worst Marvel movie I've ever seen, and there were even a few times that my cold, dead heart began to beat with life again. But the movie is just filled with so many flaws that anything good that can be found in it is just kind of lost within the crap. So let's go over the good, the bad, and the gay. Also, in case you didn't realize this, spoilers ahead. So one of the things that I did get wrong, and to my pleasant surprise, is how they treated the Mighty Thor, aka Jane Foster. I thought the whole movie was going to be a montage of Jane showing up Thor, making her all-knowing and all-powerful, while giving Thor the mental and physical capabilities of the current US president. And although the second one is partially true, I found myself actually enjoying her character. She shows insecurity and weakness, and has an overall decent character arc in the movie. I mean, don't get me wrong, the Mighty Thor is nothing but a carbon copy and paste female version of the real Thor, but I thought in this movie Natalie Portman did an alright job for what she was given. I genuinely enjoyed seeing scenes with her and Thor together, and was pretty surprised they were willing to kill her off in the end. It really is amazing how relatable and likable a character can be when you give them real weaknesses and struggles, unlike some characters.
I don't buy the Mary Sue thing anyway. I find the term sexist in itself because it's Mary Sue. I don't think there's a thing called Ryan Craig.
I mean, her and Thor felt pretty even, and I never really felt like she was going out of her way just to show him up. There is a scene where she saves him, but there's also scenes where he saves her as well. I would have liked more explanation and fleshing out of why she was worthy to possess Mjolnir, but we needed to make room for Taika Waititi's ego, so I guess they had to cut most of that out. The other standout character for me was Christian Bale. I mean, holy crap, I like the Gore character. And really the only downside is I wanted to see more of him. I mean, in the whole movie he killed like, what, one god at the whole beginning? Oh yeah, he killed Lizzo, the god of obesity as well, but that was off screen, so it really doesn't have that much of an impact. We needed more Gore scenes. I mean, when he was conversing with them in the Shadow Realm, or that scene at the beginning of the movie when he was with his daughter, that was great stuff, and with a cast full of really good actors, you would think scenes like that would be all throughout the whole movie. But instead we get the many emotions of Tessa Thompson, the king of Asgard, who feels like a third wheel that should have never really been in this movie to begin with. Which leads me to the things I didn't like.
You sales out! It's all bullshit! All of it!
A lack of screen time, character development, and overall utilization of good actors. An overabundance of colors in the visuals, making the movie look like it was vomited up by a phallic unicorn. Hardly any screen time for the Guardians of the Galaxy. Taika Waititi constantly inserting himself in the film as this dumbass rock monster that no one cares about. A very unsatisfying ending, and although it had a positive father element to it, well, it just felt kinda bland and an uninteresting conclusion to everything Thor's gone through up to this point. But I would say the worst part about this entire movie is the comedy. You know, I used to like Marvel humor. It was quirky and silly, but it worked. You know why? Because it was used sparingly, and the movies generally knew when to get serious and to give us good characters. Infinity War is filled with hilarious scenes, but that was just the icing on the cake, and the movie was built on good writing filled with awesome action scenes and interesting characters. This movie is a joke. It treats every scene as a late-night stand-up comedy bit and destroys Thor's character, reducing him to be a clown. I thought Natalie Portman was going to show him up and make him look stupid, but in this film he acts and behaves stupid all by himself. I mean, the humor in the film was like a Texas heat wave. It just never let up. At first I liked Korg, and then he became insufferable. I thought the whole cheating on Stormbreaker jokes were funny at first, but after the 10th one was made, it was just getting annoying. I laughed at those retarded goats when they first showed up, but by the end of the movie I wanted to shove a grenade down their throats and watch them explode. The comedy was way too forced, way too repetitive, and I felt like the movie was kinda ruined for it. Is it woke? A little bit. Korg has some gay sex, and there's definitely a bleak, nihilistic message that pretty much gives a giant middle finger to anyone who believes in God, which I would definitely associate with the selfish, narcissistic, woke ideology spewing out of Hollywood. It's definitely not as bad as, I say, Captain Marvel, but it's not much better than Thor the Dark World. So overall, this movie just kinda sucked, and I don't really think it's worth the ticket price. Oh, and I'm sure there were some post-credit scenes, but I didn't bother to stick around because I had to go take a dump. Anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching, and have a great freaking day.